Welcome back to the Spiritually Conscious Soul 101 channel. My name is Colin Setterfield, and I would like to talk about why the disclosure we spoke of in the previous video is a very important subject for everyone to take seriously. The consciousness aspect of the thinking process and its propensity to generate the reality we wish to see works as much towards the realization of disclosure as it does for any other aspect of ultimate reality creation. That is, spend mental effort during your times of meditation in focusing your thoughts on bringing disclosure into being. I spoke previously about bringing the new earth into reality with a similar focus. Know that the need for disclosure, as discussed in the previous video, is an integral part of the new earth reality. What I'm suggesting to those that will hear these words is that you include disclosure as an imminent need for our progression in density levels, that is from the third to the fifth densities. I'm taking aim in this talk today to further expose the method that the remaining deep state players are using to control humanity in this current time period and for the foreseeable future. Their MO is clear and their deployment of the deep state weaponry is predictable. They use a psychological form of warfare that plays on humanity's need for self-preservation, and then they apply a highly interpretable, scientifically based theory that everyone can identify with. So let's talk about the psychological aspect first. One of the greatest motivators of human intention is fear. The deep state has wielded this weapon from the very beginning of their tyrannical and control-based epoch of human mind control. Fear of physical death. Fear for the loss of possessions, of loved ones, or a status. Fear of the exposure of weakness in the face of calamity. Almost any situation that incurs a loss of any sort and that causes the soul to feel that it is in over its head. The second aspect of their insidious agenda is to use a highly interpretable, scientifically based theory that everyone can identify with as a reason for human compliance to the program of enslavement and control. Of course, I'm talking about the change in the Earth's climate. The entire change of climate is blamed on human intervention and misuse of the natural energy resources which have caused the pollution of the atmosphere. Now, I'm not saying that this is entirely wrong, because there certainly has been an abuse of resources. However, this is never to be seen as absolute, as the powers that be want everyone to think. The deep state, it must be understood, has total control of the mainstream media and scientific academic institutions. All alternate attempts at revealing the real truth are met with ridicule and punitive measures. What are they not allowing the public to know? That our solar system and its nearby constellations are orbiting the center of the galaxy, a journey that takes about 250 million years. On this journey, we pass through different patches of high-energy nebula which contribute to the increase of our solar system's energy frequency. Since the 90s, we have been entering a high-energy area of the universe that is contributing to the rise in the Earth's atmospheric temperature. There are also other local cyclical effects that are contributing to the change in climate. So while the human intervention is a factor, it is relatively insignificant in comparison to the solar system's orbit around the galactic center and the cycles that are relevant to the Earth. Therefore, to manage the human contribution, the deep state has devised a plan for all humanity to follow, under the notion that if we don't, we'll completely destroy the environment and ourselves. This is utter nonsense. The aspects of the deep state plan are as follows. Number 1, control of the human birth rate to curb overpopulation. Many now believe that the illustrious health program for control of the worldwide infection we must now accept by the deep state decree as being an ongoing phenomenon. Only they know to what end these interventions are purposed. It could be population control by creating infertility among the young, or just plain complications that lead to physical death in certain ethnic communities. Humans must decrease their dependence. Number 2, that is, humans must decrease their dependence on animal products, as these contribute a huge amount of greenhouse gas, which in turn cause our planet to overheat. I point to the plan that governments are implementing for the use of animal and agricultural farming, for instance, in the Netherlands, where the results have been an uprising of farmers in defense of the operations. There has also been a total ban on the use of fertilizers, which is designed to cripple the agricultural industries. When asked what the human race will eat, the deep state answers bugs. Number 3, the need to sacrifice our freedoms for the good of the many. These freedoms entail our right to freedom of speech, our right to private ownership of assets, and our right to geographic movement on the planet. There is a plan by the Evil Forum, you know which one I'm referring to, for the institution of a 15-mile limit to be imposed within allocated jurisdictions. Only the elitists will have a total freedom of movement on the earth. Number 4, acceptance of minority viewpoints in the use of their pronoun expressions. You'll all recognize this as the latest movement by the extreme minority group under the woke persuasion. And finally, number 5, the need for humans to give up their unique personal identity status and their right of private ownership in favor of a collective expression of compliance to the deep state overlords who will control every aspect of their existence. Klaus Schwab's message to humanity: you will own nothing and be happy. How can anyone be happy in a situation where you have no right to ownership, no right to free speech, extremely limited movement, and nothing to do all day but consider your senseless plight? Our response to all this nonsense should be an unequivocal "no way, Jose." We are going to emphatically deny the deep state its highest aspiration, that is to enslave the human race and to keep us attached to their matrix of hate. The GFW, Galactic Federation of Worlds, has said that they can only provide humanity with the means to escape this vile future. It is up to humanity, up to us, to change the deep state's expected design by co-creating our path toward initializing the disclosure we are seeking. It is the combination of two realities. The first reality is the Galactic Federation of Worlds' willingness to provide us with the mechanics of the path toward disclosure. And the second reality is the co-creative process that provides the bridge between our intentions and the Galactic Federation of Worlds' created path. That is, if we earnestly project our co-creative thoughts to the disclosure event, we are at the same time creating a bridge to the path the GFW has gone to such great lengths and personal risk to secure for us. So here are a few suggestions for the viewers of this channel to consider. Be as present in your chosen avenue of speaking to the universe as you can. Whether you meditate, indulge in an automatic styled writing, or work with a chosen grouping of synchronicities that have become your personal method of making contact, it doesn't matter, but it should be one that you trust. Well, that's all we have time for today on this session of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101. But before we close, please remember to hit the subscribe button below, and should you like to make a comment, you can go to the website listed below and use the comment section where there is a fillable form that can be utilized for that purpose. Thank you for watching my channel, and be sure to catch up with the latest material on the next showing of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101.